When confronted with something seemingly ridiculous or absurd, it is quite easy to dismiss it as if scientific value lies in grandiose, revolutionary, and transcendent matters. We fail to find inspiration. Psychologists will tell you that this is completely normal. Relationships are dynamic entities, as much as we'd like to bottle the initial love and excitement. There are highs and lows, ups and downs, and sideways and backward. The only predictable part of marriage is the change you will both inevitably experience. Relationship scientists have devised various assessments.
A couple is able to deepen their understanding of each other irrespective of the distractions of daily life. There's an expectation that each partner's needs will be reciprocated, and marriage serves to solidify this sense of love and care. One partner fails to meet the other's expectations, leading to disappointment and pain. The belief in mutual responsibility for each other's well-being persists, but behaviors become more manipulative, with attempts to please the partner aimed at restoring the initial state, leading to a power struggle marked by frequent retaliatory measures.
In extreme cases, extramarital affairs may occur as a means of hurting the spouse. The power struggle reflects a reaction to unmet expectations of unconditional love and acceptance, with couples attempting to control each other through power dynamics. There's a positive connection as the couple collaborates on joint enterprises. Spouses acknowledge the fantasy of expecting the other to fulfill their dependency needs. This realization prompts increased independence and self-confidence as individuals seek gratification alone.
It may take some time for the assault's full scope to become clear. This conflict has already dramatically exacerbated a humanitarian crisis in Gaza. Palestinians in Gaza, who for years have been subjected by Israel to living conditions likened to an open-air prison and to political repression from Hamas, are weathering Israel's devastating bombardment campaign. Human rights groups say has likely included war crimes. He warned the country to prepare for a long and difficult war. Palestinian resistance forces are fully prepared to confront the aggression.
As technology reshapes business expectations, some leaders are embracing change and transforming their organizations for the future. Start creating videos and posts sharing your point of view and establishing your knowledge and credibility. People can't hear you if you aren't talking. Make yourself discoverable to conference organizers. Other methods she recommends include following other speakers on social media and tracking the events they're mentioning, as well as pairing up with complementary speakers.
Law enforcement also found a $450,000 bank deposit slip in Connor Bowman's home after the death. As leaders at the Institute for Global Happiness, we're constantly thinking about the small, intentional things we can all do to make our communities more positive, content, and resilient. If you use any of these 6 phrases every day, you're genuinely happier than most. Studies have shown that gratitude can make us both happier and physically healthier. A great way to incorporate thankfulness in your life is the game.
In an investigation that followed her suspicious death on August 20th, police learned that the two were having marital problems. The reason is the fundamentally disruptive way colchicine works. The drug binds to the protein tubulin in cells, preventing it from forming into microtubules, which are vital structural components of cells. Networks are required for separating chromosomes during mitosis, among many other functions. Thus, at sufficient doses, the drug halts all cell division, impairs protein assembly, decreases endocytosis and exocytosis, alters cell shape.
The escalation follows Israel's highly criticized effort to evacuate civilians from northern Gaza and a weeks-long bombing campaign. Then, earlier this week, a series of nighttime raids indicated. The ground assault appears to be a phased assault, in which the IDF will push increasing numbers of soldiers into Gaza over time to accomplish different military objectives. The current conflict have been able to enter the territory Israel has blockaded for 16 years. Israeli military and political leaders have been circumspect about the details of the new operation.
Israel has begun a prolonged ground operation in northern Gaza, accompanied by aerial bombardments throughout the territory and a communications blackout that lasted almost 2 days. Since Hamas, the Palestinian militant group that controls Gaza, conducted a brutal terror attack on Israel 3 weeks ago that killed more than 1,400 people, Israel has been expected to launch a ground invasion meant to eliminate the group. That ground incursion is now underway, though for now it looks less like a full-on invasion and more like a phased assault.
The final stage is characterized by an acceptance of reality, with a shift in focus to the present. Individuals in this stage develop self-reliance and recognize the necessity of maintaining a separate emotional identity for a mature relationship. Success in this stage involves accepting responsibility for one's pleasures and pains and an increased availability to relate to others, especially one's mate, in a more complete way. Keep in mind that it is not guaranteed that every couple will experience each of the stages. It is not even guaranteed that they happen in this order.